Hello, 6Es, receiving students and teachers. Thank you. You may be seated. All right. Today we will still be looking at friction. Now, can anybody, receiving students, you tell your teacher, class, can anybody tell me what we looked at in friction yesterday? Can anybody tell me what we looked at in friction in our previous lesson? Onea?
Reducing force.
Reducing force. Okay, we looked at reducing force. Now, good. Friction is one way in which force gets reduced. And eventually, finally, it comes to a, very good, okay, comes to a stop. Now, we are still looking at the same substrand, and same strand and the substrand. Our topic for today, reducing force. This is the third lesson, and we will still be looking at friction, the good and the bad of friction. Okay, class and the receiving students, before we go on to today's lesson, I would like you to see this picture that you have on your screen right now. Right. Can somebody tell me about the picture? Pictures that you can see in the diagram. Melisha.
Lighting a match.
Again?
Lighting a match.
Okay, there is a diagram of somebody lighting a match. Good. What else can you see on the picture? Ellie, Polisha.
Scraper.
Scraper. Okay, you can see someone lighting a match. There's someone using a scraper. Robert.
Someone is cleaning a kundu.
Once again.
Someone is cleaning a kundu.
Someone is cleaning the... Okay, someone cleaning a kundu, very good. You can see that on screen in the picture. What else can you see, receiving students and class? All right, receiving students, you may tell your teacher, someone cleaning the kundu. And the last one there, the one towards the top of the picture diagram. The last one. The one at the top, receiving students and class, it's quite similar to what we did in our previous lesson when you put your hands together and you give it a good shake, rub. Okay, it's a similar type of thing there. Okay, so at the top there, you can see someone laka.
Someone using two sticks to make up a fire.
Someone is?
Someone using two sticks to make up a fire.
Someone using two sticks to make up a fire. Very good. Okay. Now let's see that someone, let's take that example. Someone using two sticks to make a fire. Someone using two sticks to make a fire. Okay, receiving students and class. From those pictures, we can see that what is the word we are looking at in our lessons? What is taking place, Helen? Receiving students? Right, very good. Let's hear from Helen.
Friction.
Friction. There is friction occurring in all those pictures. Now, let's see this. Someone using two sticks to make a fire. How does friction occur there? What occurs in there? Using two sticks to make a fire. What causes the friction? Onea, what causes the friction?
Heat.
Very good, heat. Heat from what? Good, okay, heat from rubbing. Now it is a good thing because what does that picture show us? What is that person trying to do? What is the person trying to do in there? The person is trying to make a fire. Very good. Okay, is it useful or not useful? Good or not good? Now, receiving students and class, you give me one good thing about him making a fire and one bad thing about him making that fire. What's one good thing when he makes that fire using two sticks to rub? Receiving students? Good, you are thinking. Tell your teacher. What is one good thing about making a fire using those two sticks, and one bad thing about making a fire using those two sticks? Rubbing those two sticks, causing friction. Vanessa.
Help us to cook food.
Okay, very good. It's going to help that person who is making the fire to cook food. It helps that person to cook food. Now, one bad thing. Madhu.
It can harm your body.
It can
Harm your body.
harm the body. Okay, so heat from rubbing. Good thing about it is, good thing is also called advantage. That is one of the words that we will be looking at in our lesson today. Advantage. Helps us to cook the food, as Vanessa said. To cook food. Now, the bad thing Or this what? What do you think? Okay, good. Disadvantage. Disadvantage is it harms the body. It can harm your body if you are not very careful. So in this case, friction can be helpful, and it can also be harmful. Very good. Okay, let us now look at our lesson for today. Receiving students, you ready? Class? Good. Right, the activity instructions. In the table below, write how friction helps us and how friction can harm us. Now, this is your table. Receiving students, copy this down very quickly into your books. If you cannot see from the back, do not worry, your teacher is going to get that down on the blackboard for you. So get that down very quickly. I will give you 3 minutes to copy down the table. Right, receiving students and class, by now you should have completed taking down the table. Now let us go through the activities and you fill in the table as we go through the activity. Okay, let's look at the first one. The first one. You take down the advantages and disadvantages of friction on the soles of the feet. The soles of the feet is underneath. I will give you 3 minutes. Now, class and the receiving students, remember the one that we did on the sticks? You're going to do something similar to that. The good or the advantage and the bad. or the disadvantage. Now, get it down into the columns that you have on your table. Remember to use those three words we looked at in our previous lesson. That's a smooth surface, rough surface, or grip. Do use them, plus the others that we looked at on friction. The next slide we have is the jaws of a pliers. Right, you take down the advantage and the disadvantage of the jaws of a pliers. Now, class and the receiving students, remember to use the words we used in our previous lesson. Smooth surface, rough surface, grip. Also heat, we used heat in our last lesson. Making contact with another surface, use those. right, the other slide that we have, see, car tires. Or in the picture you can see the tire of a car. You write down the advantage. You write down the advantage and the disadvantage. All right, the next one. You all ready? Soles of shoes. All right, the next one. grease and oil in machine. The picture that you see on the left-hand side of your screen is a picture of the little bit of knob that holds a bonnet when it comes down and shuts the vehicle. So the top part of it, the lever goes in through there. Now that brownish stuff that you can see in between there is, in fact, grease. On the left-hand side of your screen, you can see a opener. You can see engine oil. On the left-hand side of the screen, you can see that is a picture of the engine oil, and at the top you can see the lid there. Now the oil is inside. So what is one good thing about this grease and oil, and what is one bad thing about this grease and oil? You take that down. All right, the last thing that we can see rubber brakes on a bike.
easily break when it's on an outside. On a smooth surface, it can easily break.
All right, class and the receiving students. Let us now see some of the answers that our friends from the model class have given to us. Okay, the soles of the feet. The advantage of this is the leg has the grip. Okay, so that produces friction. Right, that is very good. The legs or the feet. In this case, it's going to be the feet have the grip. And disadvantage of that friction is that you can have sores on your feet from walking on rough surfaces. And if you have sores on your feet, then you will not walk properly. Okay, so disadvantages by walking on rough surfaces causes friction to your legs, and eventually your leg becomes sore. Now they left jaws of pliers. Let us look at the car tires. Car tires, advantage of friction is that it helps the truck to move. Okay, it goes over the surface and helps the truck to move. It also helps the truck to move. Right, the tire grips the ground and helps the truck to move. Now the disadvantage is when it goes flat, you can spend your money. Yeah, that's true. When it goes flat, you spend your money. Apart from that, if the tire is what? Smooth. If the tire is smooth, it can slide off the road and cause an accident. Okay, smooth tire causes an accident. Right, jaws of the pliers. Can we have one? The jaw of the pliers. Or Madhu, what does the jaw of the pliers do?
It has grips that take things, twist out things.
Okay, it has very good grip that twist out things. And of course, there is a disadvantage. If there was no grip, then you wouldn't be able to twist out things. It's the opposite. Okay, good. Very good. Now, the next ones you will see on screen, and you can copy that down into your books. Now for our summary notes. Right, we have 3 points to the summary notes there. Us and the receiving students, by now you would have completed taking down your summary notes. Very good. Okay, before we finish, we looked at friction and we saw that in your summary you will see that the bigger the area, your teacher will explain to you, FEDA receiving students, the bigger the area of contact, it stops us from slipping. The less area of contact or less points of contact, that's where we have smooth surfaces there. Okay, smooth surfaces. For example, if you are walking and if the ground is smooth because you have little bit of contact with the mud, you will slip. Okay, receiving students, your teacher will further explain to you on smooth surfaces and rough surfaces that we looked at in our summary today. With that, let us look at our key phrase. Advantages and disadvantages of force. Our materials for the next lesson, receiving teacher, are as follows. With that, thank you very much. 6 is receiving students, and have a nice day with your teacher.